Yes, it is a packed house. 10:06. It is Monday morning. Look at this rundown we have
and
today.
The sun is shining, by the way.
I'm outnumbered.
You're happy, though, about it.
At those angels.
At the angels.
I love that. I love that.
Anthony's Angels here. All right, we've got a lot going on, so we're going to talk trending first. Did you guys see Steve Carell got a standing ovation and a dance break at Northwestern's commencement?
Dance breaks. Yes.
Steve Carell.
Really
Steve Carell.
Amazing.
A really good speech, too.
First of all, say hello, everybody, to the lovely Tina Wynn and Justine Baker, friends of the show.
Best friends.
Yes.
It's right over that.
So listen.
Yeah, okay.
When I first saw the Steve Carell clip, I don't know if we have it queued up. He was giving the graduation, the commencement address in full cap and gown, right? Mm-hmm. Sweating profusely.
Yeah, I saw
Did
that.
you see that?
Sweating bullets.
So my first question was, okay, this is normally I'd be like, okay, there's some nerves there, but no, he's a seasoned performer. But there's an explanation behind why he was sweating
He had
so
sweats
profusely.
on underneath.
No.
Was he nervous?
Was the air conditioning not working?
That as badly as you feel about the state of the world, your parents probably feel worse. Use that. Take advantage of that. Now is the perfect time to exploit your parents' guilt and to emotionally blackmail them. They might even let you live in the basement for an extra 6 months. Thank you and congratulations, Northwestern class 2025.
They call me Hell, they call me Stacy, they call me Her, they call me Jane. That's not my name, that's not my name, that's not my name, that's not my name. They call me Quiet, but I'm a riot. Mary Jo Lisa, always the same.
I love him.
Love the camera
That's so
work
fun.
there.
Now you know why there was the
that was
forehead
mid-speech.
sweat. Yes.
So he was talking, took a break.
Kaplan was thinking they had that choreographed. I
I
think
don't
they were
think
just
so.
improv.
I think they were winging it.
I
That
think he
looked
was
like they were
winging
winging it.
Why do you think they picked that song?
That's not my own. Is it what the kids listen to?
It's
But I
trendy,
know that
maybe.
song.
You know that song.
I'm
I've never
not
heard
a
that
kid
song.
anymore. So, but no, that was awesome.
I don't hate it. I like it.
It's catchy. That's one thing. It's catchy, and I like how he got everyone involved. The crowd. It's like when you're singing karaoke.
Yeah.
You gotta pick the song that everyone knows. So just in case you don't sing well, you can make your rounds, get everyone to join in.
Safety
So
numbers. This came up during the show today as well. Do you guys remember who your commencement speaker was?
No.
No.
Tina?
I did no. We did
Britney
not have
Spears.
anyone famous.
Neither did Bomke, neither did Kaplan. We had John Cougar Mellencamp.
Oh.
Because I went to IU Bloomington, and so he's a local.
Yeah.
And he gave like a 1-minute speech. It was like 98 degrees outside, and so he just flew through it,
Man.
riled the crowd up.
I feel like mine was probably like a professor's cousin or something. Nothing
Yeah, I
big.
think mine was not someone super notable. I can't remember that.
Sorry. Justine, what else is trending this morning?
Okay, so the number one thing, I know you guys talked about it today on Good Day, is Pedro Pascal lookalike contest in New York. So if we have the video, let's run that.
They've been doing these. We had Jeremy Allen White.
He's coming on the
Here.
show this week, by the
The
way.
lookalike or the actual
Or the
guy?
actual one.
The lookalike.
That's
This is the video?
unbelievable. Wow. Hold on. I got to get up and see this for myself. My eyes ain't so
He
good.
looks so much like him.
That's not him?
No, it's not. It's the lookalike.
Oh, I don't think he looks that much like him.
You don't think?
No. We
I
could
think
do
he looks
better.
identical.
Look at
What?
He looks so much like him.
I don't know.
I have to ask all the ladies here. Okay, there has been, I've noticed, an obsession with this man in the last, like, I would say 4 to 6 months, post Game of Thrones. Run me through it. I mean,
was in
I
Game
think
of
he's a
Thrones?
handsome guy. He's handsome.
I didn't even know he was in Game of Thrones.
Yes, he was. He was in Game of Thrones.
it
See, I can't remember.
Charm?
So the internet loves him because
Okay.
they say he has the perfect like daddy aesthetic, and so the internet
Wait,
calls
hold
him.
on.
Yes.
The internet,
Welcome
no,
to
this is the
Chicago Now, Tina.
internet. Wait, the internet calls him.
Daddy.
Yes. No, she.
No,
Hey, did you know
absolutely.
what
Right.
a zaddy is? We learned that last week.
A zaddy
Zaddy.
with
I
a
learned last
with
week
a
with a
Z.
zaddy.
A hot daddy?
That is what everyone is calling him. That's why people love him.
he's
They
a
say that
zaddy.
he's like very. He has a approachable
see.
personality.
So he's got the dad bod.
He doesn't have the dad bod, but he has like the chill vibe. People love it.
So,
It's the internet.
So Justine, so you think it's because he's accessible? He's not like you see
Right.
61-year-old Brad Pitt. He looks
know what you're
exactly the same as he always did.
Exactly.
Pedro is a little more like accessible. He's down to
Exactly. He's
okay.
more
He looks like
relatable.
Orlando Bloom.
Oh, yeah, he does.
He does look
Oh,
like
I can
Orlando
see that.
Bloom.
I can
Yeah.
see that.
I think he just has a kind face.
That could be a part of
And
it
they
too.
just
You
now-
know?
Now he's got a new fan. Caitlin's
Right.
like, oh yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe it's the mustache. I don't know.
I will
off.
say, he was
you
one of my
trust a man with a
favorite
mustache?
characters on Game
Right.
of Thrones.
What was he on?
He
of
was-
Thrones. I watched
What
this
was the
show.
name of the land where
Wait,
they all look kind of
hold on, I gotta-
Persian? You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
And he fought against the mountain, and he was
We love
so
a man that can
arrogant
fight.
during the fight, and he was so entertaining doing all the stuff.
He
and
was
then
the one that
he's-
fought against the
yes,
mountain.
Yes, and he
He
celebrated
didn't
early.
make it though, did he?
No, he didn't.
I remember that now.
Yes.
But I don't.
That
I
was
guess
Pedro
I didn't connect
Pascal.
the things.
But now he's on that series. Oh, I wish. Sometimes you just need Jake.
The
The Last of Us. So good. That's so good.
And here is the one thing I do know about The Last of Us is their audience, like, got cut in half once, right? Once they
Are we giving, like,
they
we're
removed
giving
him.
it away?
Once he was off the show. Yeah, like no, I think spoiler alerts are allowed.
So the
post-season.
general public
Yeah.
thinks he's attractive.
Yeah.
Yes,
Because
the general
he's got that,
public
okay.
absolutely adores him, and so they had a lookalike contest. The winner, the guy who we just saw, won $50 and free burritos.
$50.
$50 and free burritos for a year.
That's
Well, the
amazing, though.
burritos, that's-
So
Right,
add on to the dad bod is essentially.
Oh, yeah, help.
right.
That's yeah.
All right, what
I
else
love
we
it.
got, Justine?
So the next thing is the NASCAR Chicago is coming. So there's a few new changes. The first thing is that there's going to be free admission for kids, reduced ticket prices. The tickets are now starting at $99. Last year they were starting around $200. So it's a lot cheaper. And the
Nice.
build timeline is going to be reduced by over a week so that it's lessening the impact to residents. So people are super excited. The closures start next week. So the show is
Ew, are you serious?
July 5th through 6th.
It's
So
4th of July weekend.
But the closures start next week.
start next week to start building the whole setup.
When I tell you I took time off just to avoid the traffic.
That's a veteran move.
Nightmare.
That's a veteran move.
Yeah.
So if I'm not here that weekend,
I'm just not going to
Right?
be here because of that.
Listen. I've been in this Chicago journalism racket for a very long time. There are a lot of reporters who will strategically, and this is more past tense than present, but strategically take time off during the old taste of Chicago when it was like in Grant Park and when
Yeah.
it was always on the hottest day of the year. People be like, I think
I
that
don't
looks
wanna
like a
spend
good
time out
vacation
there.
day.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Mine is because literally it closes every single route that I
Yeah.
know how to get
to work.
Our parking garage is like an elusive creature, and it's hard to find.
It's a good way
Lower
to describe
Wacker,
it.
there's no
So
way.
hard to find.
I just don't want to. I don't want that. I don't want the anxiety.
Show of hands, have you been to the NASCAR race yet?
Here,
I haven't.
I have not. Natalie Baumke, I think, was the only Good Day person who's been. She absolutely raves about it, though. Absolutely raves, and that's awesome that it's half the price
Half the
now.
price, kids are free.
Yeah,
There's
they
no-
have been kind of tightening the screws in terms of just getting it more efficient. They kind of know the game a little
Yeah.
bit better now.
Yeah.
So that's
I have a
good to hear.
question.
Yeah.
I heard that we weren't going to have it next year. Is that true?
I know that the initial deal was 3 years.
Yes,
so this
and
would be
this
the
will be
third.
the
I
third
think,
year.
No, they
It
renewed.
is?
I'm fairly certain
Yeah.
they
We'll
renewed.
have to do a
Maybe
little search on that.
Maybe Jenna can get a confirmation on that. I thought they did another 3-year deal, but
It's
that
an
is.
experience that many people in Chicago will never have. So this is
I
great.
want to see it. After talking to
NASCAR.
Natalie,
We
I
had
want to
Ryan
see it.
Blaney on a few weeks ago, and he loves having it here. I mean, Chicago is such a unique city. So
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
gonna race through the streets here too. We're just hopeful that there won't be a weather delay because
Right.
last year.
Right.
Both years.
A little
Oh,
too
Both
wet.
years
Yeah.
there's been a
So,
weather delay.
But the drivers love it, and they love racing here.
Good. Welcome.
It's super cool. It's quite the spectacle, and I understand there's a birthday as well. That's
So this is probably the funniest, coolest video that I saw. But McDonald's, they had a birthday party for Grimace a couple days ago. And they had it here in Chicago. Bottle service, unlimited food. Such a cool experience.
This
oh,
is
they have the whole
Westlake.
place decked out.
This is
purple.
in River North.
Oh, River North. Okay.
Wow.
Grimace turned 54. What better way to
Wow.
celebrate your 54th birthday?
54.
Well,
54.
Holy Toledo. Rock
They
and roll
had
McDonald's.
DJs, bottle service,
Oh.
food.
That's the rock and
This
roll
is what my
McDonald's.
30th birthday should look like, but it
Look
won't.
at that.
I'll be making banana bread.
Oh, when is your 30th birthday?
September 25th.
Oh my
I'm a
goodness.
All right.
Maybe we got to run out of McDonald's, get some bottle
No
service.
bottles.
Happy early birthday. the big
Happy
3-0.
birthday, Grimace. You know, they down the street here at Leo Burnett is where they came up. The ad geniuses over there came up with all those old school McDonald's characters: Ronald McDonald, Grimace, the
Really?
Hamburglar.
Oh, wait, that's cool.
They think the idea was born right here in Chicago. All roads, as Jake likes to say, all roads back
One
lead
way
back
or
to
another.
I love that.
Chicago.
lead
Yep.
back to Chicago. Well, thank you very much, Justine.
Absolutely.
Always a pleasure to have you on the program. Coming up, we are going to discuss something that has to do with our beloved lake. Okay, I didn't know this, but there are communities here in Chicagoland that don't rely on Lake Michigan to get their water. They rely on, this is wild, underground aquifers. Underground. I knew that was the case in Nebraska, where my wife's from, because she always talks about it. There's an aquifer. This is wild. It runs like the length of Nebraska. I can't remember the name of it, but it is wild. That's where they get all their water. There are 6 or 7 different communities who have been relying on one of those here in the Chicagoland, and they are now going to be piping water in from Lake Michigan. So we're going to talk.
Good
This is going to be we're going to learn a lot coming up with a UIC professor who can tell us all about this feat of engineering. That is when we come back, so stay with us, everybody.
Welcome back, 1021. So we are talking about these aquifers that Anthony kind of touched on before we went to the break. So here's the deal. 6 Southwest suburban communities served by aquifers that have long supplied their water are making a major shift. So they're building new infrastructure to now tap into Lake Michigan instead of waiting for those underground sources to run dry, which I don't blame them. Lake Michigan water, it's the best. So to help us understand why this move is so critical right now, what it takes to pipe fresh lake water across miles of pipelines, that's a big job, and how residents can expect their water bills to be affected. That's interesting, right? Do they go up? Do they go down? We're going to be joined now, is he here, by UIC Assistant Professor, Civil Materials and Environmental Engineering, Ahmed Abokifa. Can you hear us, Ahmed? We got him on mute, maybe. We're going to work on his little mic.
We see
Can we
you,
get
which
a
is
little
great.
test? Could you hear us?
Ahmed, can you hear us, sir?
I can hear you.
There
Can you
we
guys hear me?
go.
There he is. Hi, good
Dr.
morning.
Abokifa, thanks for joining us, sir.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so we're getting into it, talking about these 6 suburban areas, finding this new water source. Instead of waiting, this sounds scary actually, until their aquifers run dry. Are we on a time crunch with this?
Pretty much, yes. So it has been known for a while that the deep sandstone aquifer that has been supplying water to these communities, Juliet and several other Southwest communities, has been rapidly depleting. And the reason for that is because the geography of this region prevents rainwater from replenishing this underground aquifer at the same water withdrawal rates. So the groundwater levels have been steadily declining over time. And then back in 2018, the Illinois State Water Survey indicated that the groundwater source will not be sufficient to meet the water demands of these communities as early as 2030. So, so they had to act, and they had to act fast. And so in response, Juliet and these other communities decided to look for other water sources. Juliet led an extensive study where they looked at 14 different water sources, including Lake Michigan, the Illinois River, and the Kankakee River. And then they eventually decided that their best option is to buy water from Chicago. So buy treated Lake Michigan water straight from Chicago. And they signed an agreement with Chicago to supply treated water over the next 100 years. Now, as you can probably imagine, transmitting water from Chicago to these southwest suburbs is going to require the installation and construction of an extensive new infrastructure that will take a very long time to build. So that includes laying new pipelines that will have to run through several Chicago suburbs, and also constructing a number of pumping stations and storage tanks. So this is a massive project. And this is set to be the largest expansion of the Chicago water system in 3 decades.
Wow.
There are also several steps that need to be completed before construction even begins. So things like land acquisition, permitting, engineering design, environmental assessments, geotechnical assessments, and surveying. So all of these need to be completed in time for the construction to proceed. Now, construction of this new infrastructure is expected to take about 5 years, and the water service to these communities is expected to start in 2030. So right about the time the groundwater source is expected to be insufficient for these communities.
Wow. So, Professor Abokifa, my question for you is, how is this project expected to impact residents' water bills, and what cities does this really impact?
So this is a very good question. Obviously, a project of this magnitude is expected to come with a huge cost, roughly about $1.5 billion. This is a massive investment, and these communities are the ones who will be funding this project. So most of the costs are going to be covered by these communities. And that's also part of the reason why they wanted to band together and form this Grand Prairie Water Commission, so that they can pool their resources and share the cost of construction, operation, and maintenance of this new infrastructure. Now, these communities will be financing the project through multiple streams. One of them is revenue bonds, and also obtaining low interest loans from state and federal agencies. Now, obviously, as you indicated, residents of these communities can expect to pay more for the water over time. How much exactly, that will have to depend on how each municipality manages its system. But some of these communities have already published forecasts of how much their residents should expect to pay more for water in the future. So, for example, Juliet estimated that the water portion of their utility bill, which also includes garbage and sewer, so that water portion is expected to more than double. So the average water utility bill will increase by somewhere from $44 to $54 a month.
Wow.
Yeah. So it is expected to come with an additional cost to the residents. But I mean, that said, it's also important to say that investment in water infrastructure is an investment in the future, right?
Oh, yeah.
So this project in particular will ensure that these communities have access to a very high quality and sustainable water source for many, many decades to come. And also, since that infrastructure will be brand new, costs for things like operation and maintenance will be very low for a very long time. Also, another thing, now that these communities are going to be receiving water from Lake Michigan, they will have to run their systems more efficiently to minimize water losses. So currently, Juliet, for example, loses almost 1/3 of its water in the distribution system because of leaky pipes. So before the water makes it to the residents' taps, almost 1/3 of it is lost because of leaks. And so now that Juliet will be receiving Lake Michigan water, they will have to meet the requirements of the Illinois state that they minimize the losses to less than 10%. So now they have a massive project to replace close to 200 miles of their old leaky pipes.
They should do that anyway, because then it could extend the life of the aquifer water. If they're blowing through 1/3 of that, that's no bueno.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you
right.
this, Doctor. The nerd in me is curious from an engineering perspective. How does one pump water all the way from Chicago to Joliet? I've heard over the years about the deep tunnel project and just the massive size of those tunnels. How is it actually done? Are they above ground tunnels? Are these pipelines going to run underneath the surface?
Yes. So these pipes, close to 60 miles of pipes actually, will be underground. So the first step of the project is to actually create a connection to the existing Chicago water system. And that's what is currently taking place at the Southwest pumping station near Durkin Park. And then after that, the project will construct 60 miles of water transmission mains.
How big are those mains? I'm just curious.
That's a very good question. So some of these pipes are going to be as big as 5.5 feet. So about 35 or 37 miles of these pipes are going to be somewhere between 5 and 5.5 feet. So that's the main transmission line that will run from Chicago all the way to Juliet. And then after that, there will be a system of smaller pipes, close to 25 miles of smaller transmission mains that will distribute the water to the other communities.
So my question is, was this the only option? Because as a homeowner, those water bills are really important, and $40-50 a month, that's a big chunk of change.
Yeah.
Was there any other options that were looked at as far as maybe feeding off, like you mentioned, other cities nearby?
Yes, so there were other options that that Juliet looked at. They conducted this multi-year, multi-phase study in which they looked at 14 other potential water sources, and as I said, that included Lake Michigan water through different routes, and also getting water from the Illinois River and the Kankakee River, and eventually they narrowed it down to 5 sources, and they found that the best option is to get Lake Michigan water, and their 2 options were to either buy it directly from Chicago, or to construct a new intake in Indiana, actually. And eventually, in 2021, the city council voted for purchasing water from Chicago. So that eliminates the need for constructing new treatment
Right.
plants. They're just buying treated water straight from Chicago to distribute it to the residents.
Wow,
Gotcha.
we are going to be talking about this for years to come. This is a massive project. Thank you so much for the cliff notes on this thing, Doctor. That's fascinating. I wish all the project leaders luck, because that is no
Exhausting.
small
Yeah.
feat at
Just
all.
a couple of years to get it done.
Yeah, exactly. They're on deadline.
Woo,
They're on
yeah.
deadline right now. All right, Ahmed Abokifa, thank you so much for your time, sir. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Coming up, we're going to take a little break here. We got a couple of other interesting trending topics to get to. Tina, you weren't here last week in studio when we had like 5 or 6 members
Very
of the
large men.
rugby team.
Oh,
the Chicago.
wait, I saw that.
Did you
Yeah.
see that?
Yes, I did. And they won this past weekend too.
They won.
They
Okay.
did.
Great.
Glad we have
Not
Tina
surprised.
in studio. We have another video to show, because we had Jenna on Diddleston, who's the new Chicago Hounds
TikTok star.
She's got a new installment
Okay.
that is making some waves. We're going to show you
Oh,
that,
boy.
and also talk about what happened at Rape Field over the weekend.
Yeah.
Socks?
And the Pope. The Pope had a special message for Sox fans as well. There was a lot of people there, a lot more than at
At the
your
typical
normal-
game. Exactly. We'll have a recap of that when we come back after this short break.
Welcome back. So now we are looking at what's happening in Chicago with Tina. You've got all the trending things on the socials, eh?
Do I? Because I know we've got a talk tick, as I like to call it.
A talk tick.
A tactic to look
Jenna
at.
Diddleston's latest installment. Let's check this thing out.
Oh, hold on. I gotta read this caption. When your rugby thirst trap gets you into the owner's suite for the playoff game.
Oh!
Oh. Okay.
I think she laid some good groundwork here
Hey,
in
girl.
studio on Friday. That was an absolute riot.
She was so fun.
And she obviously made a great impression on the owner. And so she's back. That was so great that she went to the game there. I know she's a huge Sox fan.
Yeah.
Anytime you get to watch a game in a suite,
Is that the
That's a
way to
good
go?
thing.
That's pretty.
Have you been down, Tina, to SeatGeek Stadium?
I have, because we
Tell
have
me
the
about
Chicago
it.
Stars partnership.
Right.
They have their games there. Yeah, it's a pretty cool stadium. I like it.
Yeah.
It's a little far out there because I'm so used to everything being so close to us, but no, it is pretty cool.
Right. Yeah.
That's cool.
What is the scale of it? Because I have yet to.
Really?
In all my years. Yeah,
It's honestly
beautiful.
pretty easy to navigate.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've gone to a few Stars game there, and I know it's kind of far out there, but I mean, they still have a great fan base that come. And I know the rugby team, obviously, they won this weekend too, this past weekend, and people show up.
Yeah, they had
There's
a big
an
event.
appetite for all the kinds of sports here in the
Sports,
city.
we're just like a
Yes.
devouring mouth for.
know.
I do want to check out a rugby game. Yeah.
I was surprised to hear that rugby is in a lot of local high schools now.
Yes.
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 Expanding
How
and
was it
growing.
meeting the guys though?
They were
They're
so cool.
massive.
They are
They're
giants.
I think I
Anthony-
saw the shot because you guys were over there, right, by our
Yes.
other
Yeah.
set. You may have needed a step stool, but it's okay.
Anthony
Yeah.
made a post and he goes, just to give you some perspective, I'm 6'5" and
6'7".
6'7" compared
I
to these
said I was
guys.
Not
6'7".
6'5", 6'7".
Excuse
Yeah.
me.
Give or take a foot or so.
Depends on the
Literal
day.
giant
On a good
people.
day.
Yeah,
6'7".
exactly. No, they're
Yeah.
big dudes.
Yes.
Big dudes.
And they're
Yeah.
all really nice too. Really nice
I can't
guys.
believe they came
Super
out
friendly guys.
for the show.
Yeah,
that
that
so
was
nice
great
of
to
them.
see. No, it's good
Yeah.
because they got to get the word out. Like a lot of people don't even know. Hey, Chicago's got a major league rugby team.
Yeah.
They play on the south side. You can get in. You can visit with the team after the game on
And
the
they've
field.
advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals, so they're pretty good.
That is awesome.
Jenna Dedelson, do you feel like she looks like that star from Yellowstone, the singer? Do you know who I'm talking
I don't
about?
know.
Oh, I don't.
I'll have to look
I
her
don't think
up.
I've seen
I'll
Yellowstone.
have to Google in a bit.
What?
I have not seen Yellowstone. I keep hearing good things. That's the Kevin Costner one, right?
I'm flabbergasted. Hold on. Can I ask you something?
Are you gonna ask me if I've seen Yellowstone?
No.
I watch a lot of games, so I unfortunately
don't
don't have time.
She's a working
See?
sports reporter. She
There's
gotta-
games on Caitlin. It's the Stanley Cup final right now and the NBA,
NBA
finals.
Can I
right
tell you
now.
something? I
Yes.
have 3 children and I work and I still watch Yellowstone.
But do you
But
have
no.
it in the background
The
though?
question, I watch it before.
Okay, sorry, yes,
Here's
my
my-
question.
Oh, she's gonna pull up who I'm talking about. She's the singer. She's actually really popular now. She was like the girlfriend. She was the, what do they call them? Barrel chaser racers. I don't know, but I'll look her up. She's very popular. She's a country singer. Do you dip your French fries
Oh.
in shakes?
Oh yes, when I was a kiddo, Wendy's,
know,
the flurry.
That's what
Sorry,
everyone
that's
says. I've
McDonald's,
never
McDonald's.
heard of
Never
that.
done it before.
Really?
Never
Oh, it's
done
an
it
elite
before.
combo.
Not
Oh
only
my
have I never
gosh.
heard of it, I've never seen it done. Like
You have
this
not
is
lived.
a whole thing.
That's what I said.
You have
Literally
not lived.
my
Honestly,
words.
guys,
It's in a. Oh gosh.
I'm
Her. Doesn't she look like
oh,
her, you
she
guys?
does. Wow.
Right? When she came
She
in,
really
in
does.
the studio, I was like, oh, wait, who is this? And I
But
thought it was her.
what's her name?
Rainey Wilson.
Lainey Wilson. I know
Lainey
Lainey
Wilson,
Wilson.
Little old Lainey.
You're gonna
I
have
can't
to
believe you guys
tweet
haven't
her.
watched
You're gonna have to
Yellowstone. This is-
Another
DM her
lookalike.
and see if she ever gets that.
Another lookalike.
I'm still wrapping my brain
Do you
around
guys
the fact
get
that
anyone?
you haven't
Hold on.
watched
Who do you get?
Yellowstone.
Who do you get?
Me?
Yeah. What local celebrity lookalike you get? Caitlin?
I don't even
Oh.
want to say because they're really, really beautiful, and I don't see it
What?
at all. The connection at all.
Hold
what about
on.
you?
Really?
Hold on.
I'm-
Let me throw one out there.
Okay.
Drew Barrymore?
No,
Ever? No?
wasn't Drew.
Okay.
I've never heard that, but
You
I could
haven't?
see that.
Okay.
We both have
that
brown
was just,
hair.
That just popped into my mind. How about you, Tina?
I've gotten Victoria Justice.
Who's that?
She,
Can we pull
Victoria
that up?
Justice.
I don't know Victoria
Yeah,
Justice.
I was a few weeks ago. Someone was like Victoria Justice, and I'm like, no, but that was so nice. Like
Victoria
I'm flattered
Justice.
though.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I
Flattered.
could see that. She was in.
She was in. She had her own show.
She was in
one
Zoe
point.
101.
Zoe 101. Yes.
Oh, I would love to get a
Wait,
visual.
so hold on. I'm still caught up on the fact that you have never dipped
I
French
know.
fries in ice cream before.
I could see that.
See,
know
she's
it.
prettier though, so.
That I? Oh yeah, no, that's absolute fact. I've never,
You've never.
never fries and shake. That just
So
does not.
next time I'm on this show, assuming that you guys bring me back, I'm gonna
Yeah.
bring ice cream and go to the McDonald's.
Is
and
it
I'm gonna
a
bring
Wendy-
ice
but-
cream and
Any
French
French
fries
fries?
for you to do
A
it.
shake, yeah.
I'll try anything once.
Who's your lookalike?
The only thing I've ever gotten over the year, well, I started getting Theo James
Oh!
this past year.
Theo? Who's that?
He was the one in White
Yes.
Lotus, as my mom would
Theo
pronounce
James. Now I
White
gotta look it up
White
again.
Lotus. And then I used to get Mark Consuelos.
Is he married to Kelly?
Yes,
Kelly
and
what?
actually-
Theo James, I see this.
I see Theo James.
I'll take it. I mean, it's same as you,
Yes,
where it's like,
I've seen Theo James.
Caitlin,
Yeah.
tell us the ones. Come on, you don't need to be.
Rachel McAdams was one.
Oh,
maybe
that's
maybe
great.
a couple years ago.
Oh, I see that. I can see
wonderful.
I
that.
don't know. And then what was
Caitlin,
the
no,
other
no,
one?
no, that's great.
Who's the girl from Harry Potter? Emma Watson.
Oh,
Emma
that's a
Watson.
good one, too.
I don't really see it. And
I
then,
see
who was the other
first
one?
one.
There was one more.
I
but
see the
can't
Rachel
think.
McAdams.
You can
Rachel
see the Rachel
McAdams,
McAdams.
yes.
I mean, she's my absolute
Timeless,
favorite. So
elegant.
I am
Yes,
honored.
indeed. And by the way, Jake, of course, he had Mark Consuelos here in studio, and I went and got a selfie. So I've got that on my Instagram, like us side
my
by
gosh.
side.
Wait, of who?
Mark Consuelos. Do you know who he is? He co-hosts.
They both, have
He
the show
co-hosts
now.
with Kelly Ripa.
I'm just Googling all
Yeah.
this
I love when they talk about their
yeah.
family. It's so cute.
All right. So before we go too far off the rails here, while we
know.
do our Google image searches,
Yeah.
Thank you for bearing
we
with
had
us.
Tina.
yeah, I see
Tina,
this
it
too.
takes a
There you
lot
go.
to fill up Rate Field
Yes,
these days.
It certainly does.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you.
You see
Yeah,
it?
I get it. Okay, sorry.
But anytime the Pope reps you outwardly and proudly,
Yeah.
people show up for that. Yeah, so this past
droves.
Saturday they had a celebration at Rate Field. The Pope gave his a special heartfelt message to Sox fan as well. I don't know if we have the video or can play some of it, but
I think we got a couple clips.
There were a
'cause
lot of people there too. A lot of people there.
I was at. Here we go. Here's some footage here. Look
Yes.
at that. I wonder if that's the. Did you guys see that school that did the little mini conclave?
no.
I think it was a bunch of them. And they're right there. That is the choir from Leo High School. And they had just gotten done performing on America's Got Talent. They made it through to the next round.
Wow.
They're unbelievable.
We spoke to them on the show.
They are so talented. We had them on, I want to say it was one of the Orange Fridays.
Yes.
They were out on the plaza.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you,
Outstanding.
the level of talent in
Yeah,
that choir. Their
How did they do on
harmonies-
America's Got Talent?
They made it to the next round.
Okay.
They wowed the judges.
They
Here we go.
advanced.
And then here was
Here's
the
the message.
greeting. No audio, guys? Oh, unfortunately,
audio,
we can't.
okay.
I think we're having a technical
Okay,
issue.
but
so
what other?
That's why we have
no other
subtitles.
sports team though,
Unbelievable.
can say that they've got
How
the Pope
cool.
repping them. He wore a White Sox hat the other day too.
Yeah.
Invite
I love
each
it.
one of you.
Sox
Open
fans
your
know they
hearts to
need as many
recognize God as
prayers.
present. Oh, so he really gave a heartfelt mass. Yeah.
His family must be so proud of him too, you know?
And there is I don't know which seat it is, but they've identified the seat.
Oh, that he
By
was
the
at
picture?
during
Yes.
the 05 series for Game 1.
I love
exactly.
Well, there's a
For game
mural
one.
too now at Rate Field. There's a Pope mural too. Yeah.
Oh, there is?
Yes, there is.
Oh, they could put a cardboard
gosh.
cutout of him in his
It's
spot.
like it's like hollow ground now. I wonder if they're gonna
Take that
put
seat?
that seat, or like make a plaque on it,
They
or
This is a
They could
holy
sell
seat
that
now.
seat.
It's a holy seat.
it really is. Like
holy
imagine
Yeah.
the Pope has sat right here. Oh, that'll be interesting. That'll be an interesting sidebar story to figure out
Yeah.
like what happens with that seat.
I'm
If
still
they do
not over-
anything with it, if they keep selling it, if they upcharge it, whatever. You know,
Oh,
there's
for
a lot
sure.
there's a lot of possibilities there. But
Okay, so now we're going to talk about.
also drawing fans, and they've done things like this over the years to try
Yeah.
to get fans in. Is like they, half price whatever night. Hot dogs and nachos, just $5.
What?
So
Each?
yeah.
$5 for a hot dog?
So that's
Especially in
that's
this
way marked
economy,
down.
should be
You have to pay like
steal.
$14 for a beer.
What?
You do.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
12, but you tip, and so like a round.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
You're not just going for the game, the experience, but if you get hungry.
One beer is
Yeah.
$13.
Oh, a hot dog is like, what is it now? Probably like
He just said $5.
10. Oh,
Oh, and that's
that's
on
a
Well,
sale?
that's on Pope night.
yes, that's a
that
special
was
discount.
that was low.
Wait,
That's-
wait. So when they're walking around with the thing of hot dogs, it's $10 a pop?
I don't know if it's 10,
That's
but
it.
it's
Well, it's
certainly
pretty-
not
it's
5.
expensive.
That's just a dog and a bun.
Yeah.
There's no even
I
like.
might as well bring one
Okay,
in my purse.
That's what I'm
Just to save
saying. It's like
money.
movie theater stuff. Like, let's just bring our
It's a
own
lot.
in the purse.
Inflation
Sorry.
is tough.
Don't do that.
All right, pop quiz, guys.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I don't like
How
that.
many years? How many years between cicada visits?
What page are you looking
How
at?
many
I'm
years
lost.
to
Yeah, we're switching.
We're
gears
talking
to
about
bugs.
cicadas now?
Yep.
bugs, cicadas?
Here, keep up
How
with
many
me.
years do we have cicadas
between
visit?
cicadas?
Between
Yeah,
cicadas?
between.
Okay, I'm just going to throw a number out. 3.5. 3.5 years?
Come on, Caitlin, you know
20.
this. 17.
Oh,
17. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
So this is so funny. This is going viral today as well.
I like
So they
it.
all came last year. Do you guys
Yeah, I
remember
Yes.
that?
The great cicada migration out of the
And there were
ground.
2 broods, if memory serves. One was
Yeah.
like earlier in the summer. The other was later in the summer. Some suburbs got absolutely demolished, like Riverside, where
Yeah.
near the
Natalie.
Brookfield Zoo,
Yeah.
Natalie, her trees were covered. Others, my neighborhood didn't get too touched, but there was a cicada that came late to the party. Look at this right here.
was a whole year late to
single
the party.
solitary cicada. He's either late. He's got to be late because some people
Wait
were
a
speculating
second.
that he's 16 years early. Dude was late to the party.
We still have cicadas every year, I think.
Those are.
A different
All
kind
right,
of cicada.
I'm not going to pretend to be. Is it
Because you can
entomology
hear
or
'em in
etymology?
the trees. Uh-oh, Jenna, what's going on?
I heard
Are you wrapping
edamame.
us? Oh, we gotta go to a break.
You heard
I
etymology.
heard edamame. But wait, those things are harmless, right?
They just sing a lot.
They're just
They're
annoying.
crunchy.
Yeah, and they can
They're a
damage
delicacy.
young saplings, but other than that,
Okay.
they're not dangerous. But that is kind of wild. Like it's a 17-year trajectory, and for that one to just like, hey.
So that's a
we're-
different cicada than what we have typically.
Yes, I think the typical ones we have. I wish we had Mike Kaplan here. He could tell you, but those are they look like them. They're locusts, maybe.
Oh, they're different.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're like
I'll
locusts.
look it up, you
They're
guys.
green. They're the same shape, a very similar shape, but they almost look like they're wearing army fatigues.
What?
Yeah, that's their coloring. It looks like it's camouflage cover.
Okay,
coloring.
okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sorry. Sorry, little cicada. Yeah, it says, okay, they appear every summer, the annual ones. Or dog day cicadas is what they're called.
Yeah.
While the periodical cicadas emerge in large numbers only after 13
That's
to
what
17
was
years.
last year.
Yes, exactly. And we had two broods that
So there's different
coincided.
kinds. The Neotibician genus have life cycles that range from 2 to 5 years. And then the other ones come. But, you hear them in the woods.
Yeah. Some Redditors with the good comments. Nah, he's just 16 years early, said one person. Dude knows. Dude likes to start after parties.
Bro overslept.
Oh, Bro
Bro,
overslept.
you overslept.
By just a year. And this one this debate, this is also unfolding on Reddit, may predate both of you.
Okay.
Because you're so young, but I know you're from Michigan. Tina, are you originally a Chicagoan?
Texas.
Texas.
I'm a Texas gal.
So
We definitely don't have
Dominic's?
Dominic's or
Okay,
Jewel-Oscos,
this was the biggest
Jewels,
But you
yeah.
guys call
grocery
it
store
Jewels.
chains. This was like Pepsi versus Coke.
Yeah.
When I was growing up in the 80s, it was Dominic's versus Jewel. So that also is popping on Reddit. The debate has been reignited.
Yeah.
Dominic's, I believe it was purchased or by Kroger, was the parent company of like Mariano's now. But those were the two big.
Oh.
Jewel has stood the test of time. That is
Right.
still
Yes.
around. Dominic's, I think it was.
So why is it bringing it back?
It's just,
Why is it
people like to bring up these topics
Oh.
on Reddit.
Dominic's sounds like a fancy steak
Dominic's
So which
was,
one's better? Which do you prefer?
I was partial as a kid to Dominic. Here we go. Just like this person.
Dominic's was so much better than Jewel's.
Because, the only reason I liked Dominic's back in the day is because at my local Dominic's, they had the kind of gum I liked. It was called like candy stripe gum or striped gum.
With the zebra?
Yes.
I remember that.
And Jewel didn't have that.
And it came with the tattoo on the wrapper?
Was that what? Okay.
I remember
I
that
just
gum.
remember it was all
Oh,
different
we gotta
colors.
wrap it up.
Anyway,
Jenna's coming back a second time. Sorry.
we gotta go.
We'll be
Oh
right
my
back.
gosh, we have two very special guests who are bringing
'em
back
off.
a
Just
lost
cut 'em
art
off.
form, the lost art of cursive. Okay,
Yeah.
we're talking penmanship when we come back.
Welcome back to Chicago Now. It's 10:52, and we are going to talk to our cursive guests out of Gary in just a few moments. A few technical difficulties being worked out behind the scenes, but before we get there, so if you remember last week, Anthony was telling us about this famous Ponce strawberry pie recipe in his family, and he emailed it to me. So this weekend, my kids, my neighbor, there's me and the babies. We went out to Johnson's farm.
Oh, that
Well
looks incredible.
done, Caitlin.
Hey, thanks.
Wow.
So we picked the strawberries. I know. Okay, so the pieces on top were cooked separate because Anthony's recipe just called for the strawberries on the bottom. Then you mush the other berries. You throw in some cornstarch, some sugar. You boil it, and you pour it on top. This pie was delectable.
Was it good?
It was delectable.
That's a great word.
Caitlin.
I got up at midnight. I fell asleep because I was so tired on accident. Woke up at midnight starving. So then I went downstairs with a fork and just went to town on this
my
pie in the
gosh,
fridge.
That does happen. That does.
Wait, so
It was
I
so
need the
good.
recipe now too.
I can email it
It
over.
is so easy. I can't cook at all. Now I will say
Okay.
my neighbors were helping
You
me
obviously
cook
can
these,
bake.
but they were delicious. It was Johnson's Farm out there in Hobart, Indiana. So much fun. They had a foam dance party for the kids.
Aww.
They have porta potties strategically placed out in the fields.
What an
We
endorsement there.
took a
Strategically
visit-
located porta potties.
Took a visit there. If you've got littles, you know what I'm saying.
yeah.
And they have a bunch of other activities for the kids too. They've got a farm with some goats and all the things. And there were plenty of strawberries. I believe that it's a short season, but you probably have a few more days to get out there and pick
So
these
I
berries.
need to go soon. I'm adding this to my summer bucket list.
You
It is
I've
so
got a
fun.
summer- I'm
Now,
gonna
I
add
will
this.
say, so I've strawberry picked in Indiana all throughout my childhood. I'm originally from Indiana, actually. My mom's side of the family lives
Okay.
down there. And
Yeah.
I remember the strawberries being smaller than like what you get at the grocery
That's
store.
right.
So much
But they're sweeter? Okay, that would make
tastier.
sense, yes.
And when you get the big box full, do they give you a box?
We have buckets.
Buckets? Okay.
Buckets.
I
Fill
just
it up,
remember,
baby.
I remember
Yes.
the smell of the just that strawberry smell.
It smells
is
like
so
a fruit
good.
roll up in our house
Yes.
yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah, it was really delicious. You guys should really try it. So again, here's the recipe, because I know if you're just listening. So you bake the pie crust first. Then you take, it said a quart in your recipe. We just used half. Just you fill up the bottom of the pan, okay? You could put sliced strawberries in the bottom. After it's cooked, put the sliced strawberries in the bottom. Then in a pot, you mix the strawberries, I think it was a cup of sugar, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. Let it boil for a minute, and then you let it cool, and then you dump it on top of the strawberries, and then you chill it for 2 hours, and you're golden.
You're good to go. Oh, I bet the strawberries on bottom provide a protective layer for
Maybe,
the
so it doesn't get
for the dough.
soggy.
Did you home make that dough?
Oh, heck no.
Okay.
I thought she was about to be like,
good.
heck yeah.
No.
Hey.
No. And then the stripes on top, we had some extra pie crust, so I just
Love
sliced them
that.
and cooked them and then just plopped them on
Oh my
top.
gosh.
We gotta
Did your
check
kiddos
in.
love strawberry picking?
Did
Did they
and
like
everything?
it?
Yeah, it was a good time. Bodie slept the whole
Aw.
time. And our guest isn't working.
So we're
The
gonna have
cursive
to.
guest. Maybe we could have him on tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Because I have been
Yeah.
curious about this. You know, my oldest is now he's going to the 4th grade, and I have seen some penmanship exercises.
Okay.
Where they're trying to make
The cursive.
The cursive.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know if that's relevant anymore. So they're still
Right.
learning it in certain places. I don't think there's a huge emphasis on it.
Do they teach it in school?
They are. This is so embarrassing, but I think there was some cause for me to write something in cursive. This is 2-3 years ago. I don't remember how to make a Z in cursive.
it's-
I do not
yes.
remember.
I don't know if I do either.
I was like,
It looks a
I was
little
like,
weird.
wait,
Yeah, I don't.
It's like,
no idea.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
like a little.
I haven't
remember
made
that.
one in a long time. I mean, my chicken scratch is chicken
How do
scratch.
you
It's
feel
not-
about cursive? Should we get rid of it or should we continue on?
This?
don't-
Is
Some people have really beautiful hand. Like I've been
Yeah.
around managers that you look at their lineup and
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, your penmanship is
It's
just
incredible.
impeccable. It's
Yes.
incredible. So for some people, it's like it's detailed. It's really cool.
Do you write in cursive?
I mean, when I sign my name, I just do a little.
mine's like a hybrid. It's just so
If I
bad.
needed to, I can.
And then
You
there's the
will.
whole side topic of there are people out there who will analyze your penmanship.
Does it say something about your personality?
Yes, it
or
does.
something?
I remember
no,
my
stop.
dad. My dad had an expert on his penmanship, and the first thing she noticed Phil, you write, you press really hard, like on the page, the indentation
So
of
what
his-
does that mean? Are
that
you like
means
uptight?
Control issues.
Sorry,
Dad, I'm
is it
calling you out.
true?
Control issues.
Is he controlling? Yeah.
Maybe controlling's not
definitely
the
controlling.
Maybe like
If you think, but think about it,
type
kind of makes
A,
sense.
type
If
A.
you are pressing super hard, you really want to get
Is
that
that
point
okay?
across.
But
So
what
like,
about like on a keyboard when people
No,
push really hard? Is
if
that the
they're-
same thing?
Hey, that's
Control
that's
issues?
above my pay grade, but.
I'm wondering because it's kind of the same idea, right? Like
Yeah.
think
I
so.
really
So maybe
mean
we
what
can
I'm
get
doing.
Terrell and his wife, who are bringing this evidently
Yes.
lost art form back into the fold.
The penmanship for 8 to 17-year-olds.
Yeah, I'm super curious about that, and I would love to see their
And their perspective of
penmanship.
why is it important to them?
Exactly.
You
And
know?
why should kids know? You know what I mean? Because you think about, there are certain schools of thought these days, I'm speaking as a parent here, where, all right, AI is coming on big time right now.
Right.
So do schools lean into it
Yes.
and teach their kids how to really leverage this new technology?
Mm-hmm.
Or do they take it the other way and be like, okay, here is the method behind the madness. We're going to learn all the formulas on the back end for how to do, you know what I'm saying? Like,
It's hard too because you think about like the rest of the world. Do we want to keep up with them? It's along the same lines of like the cell phone or like technology in general for your kids because you don't want to take it from them completely so that
Right.
they don't know what their peers are doing.
They need to be able to function in the real
but you
world.
also don't know if it's the healthiest option either. So I don't know.
I feel like, see, when I'm doing games and stuff, or like writing things down for me helps just me like remember it. Like
Yeah.
like when you write stuff down, it just
Me
sticks
too.
to you a lot more.
Me
So
too.
sometimes like nowadays we'll use our notes app on our phone. Like gotta go to the grocery store, gotta do this, gotta do this.
Right.
But I love give me a pen and paper and just let me write stuff down because I retain the info
I
a
am
lot
absolutely
more.
with you.
But also it's just like people have Kindles and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and nothing against Kindle. I just love a good book in my hand. I just love a good book, going to a park and just reading.
That's
But I
sweet.
think you need to know how to do both because obviously our world is so advanced. And like when computers don't work out, like we easily kind of get stressed out because it's like we're
That's a good
always
point.
expecting it to work well
you
for
lean
us.
on it too
I
much.
agree. I
Yes.
think I think we just solved like a major world issue just now.
A little bit of
guys.
both?
Right.
Anthony, happy Father's Day.
Oh, thank you very much.
I'm glad that you got your
I got
yard
my
work
yard
in.
work done. Thank
Yeah.
you both so much. Yeah, and my mom's gonna be super proud of you. Tina, it was a pleasure having you
Oh my
on the
goodness,
show
thank
today.
you for letting
Come
me
back
hang out with you
anytime.
guys.
Isn't
Anytime.
it such a fun show?
It's already 11, so we're gonna sign
Yeah.
off and have more. And I am hoping that we get these penmanship folks on
Yeah.
tomorrow because I'm very curious about that topic. All right.
Do it for us here on Good Day Chicago. We'll catch you right back here for Fox 32 News at Noon. See you then.